Have you met Eloy? Eloy doesn't matter what she builds. It doesn't matter what Eloy builds. Okay, so they start our red, and we are aware of it. Okay. Yeah, decent ward. Nice poke. Yeah, good. It's a lot of mana expenditure. First few wave outs with Urgot are kind of like this. We just gonna... Oh, weird. Okay. I thought we were going to queue the front line. Would have been a little better there. Mm-hmm. No. I think, yeah, it's fine. I like the positioning inside of the lane, as we know that Lee started our red, so he could potentially be looking for the level 2 gank. We know that he's not now that he's shown himself on the map. We should be doing a better job of standing behind minion wave here as we harass Mundo as he comes up for the CS. Yeah. I don't like this position. Position yourself behind your minions. You're offering him counterplay, which I'm not a fan of. We should be looking to harass on that minion. We should be looking to harass on that minion. Okay. Yeah. Good. 250 Lee Sin should be coming off the top side in the next 25 seconds. I want to see ward put down. Yep. This should be frozen as long as possible. Sit on this wave and freeze it. Don't press that wave. Don't press it. You need to freeze this as much as you possibly can. It gets a little tricky with Urgot, the way that this kit just inherently works. I want to see the ward come out, and I want to see you freeze this. This is actually perfect just the way that it is, but you need to freeze it. The dive is a little advantageous. As long as we die to turret here, we should be fine. And we're fine, okay. We're fine because Mundo loses all of this. I really would have liked to have seen you fight them in this wave, though. Lee Sin with a kill. Like, he didn't buy anything. Like, Lee Sin with the skirmishers that are refillable is not going to win that. Not against the early Urgot. First item back for Executioner is a little interesting. So 2 pots cost 100. Okay. We got 25. I would have liked to have waited to see you wait another 25 gold for a refillable. Top lane's all about value and scaling. Mundo came back with no pots. Yeah, really interesting. No, yeah. I mean, the dive to fuck up Mundo was completely pristine. I'd have just liked to have seen him 2v1 in that wave. The whole reason that wave got built that way, and this guy actually does 3-wave gank strategy when it's applicable, and it's probably a strong part of the reason why he's able to climb like this. Yeah, it's just interesting that he elected to fight under tower instead of fighting the 2v1 under wave. I think it would have worked out for him a lot better. Either way, though, Mundo gets oppressed, and that's really all that matters. Okay, so we see here that Mundo's disappeared from vision. Should be... I mean, we should still be looking to freeze the wave. This is fine. Yeah. Really strong wave manipulation. I like it. I mean, this is at a level where minute details like choosing not to dive and freeze the wave and fight in the wave 2v1 really come into play. Like, the rate at which you're killing minions. You're killing minions when they have, like that. Like, the minions have about, how do I put this? About quarter health left. So, right. Hang on, I want to see how you do this. Because you've been doing it consistently. I want to see if you still do it. Alright, that minion right there. That one's coachable. And you're doing it on all of them, right? Your freeze is stagnated by the fact that you're killing minions. There's a timeline with certain champions you have. Alright. So you have like half a second here. You can wait. So this auto attack for the minion is coming in. The auto attack for the next caster minion is coming in here. So you're costing yourself like 0.2 seconds on almost every minion that you hit. So obviously like 6 minions adds up to an extra second and a half. that the wave is pushing into him. And it may not seem important. It may seem like over-exaggerative, but look at how the wave is building in a correlation of that. Like, milliseconds add up to seconds, add up to minutes in this game. And the more that you push this wave to him, the more that he scales into the late-game monster that he is. See, you killed the first one a little too quickly. Like, I think that you kind of got scared that the second one was going to die if you didn't auto the first one in time, but in reality it's not. You're trying to separate out, so you have two minions that have an equal amount of health and you feel like they're dying at the same time, and if you don't separate them out and get one vastly lower than the other, then you're going to lose both of them, and you're not. You can have this wave, instead of this wave crashing a turret, you can stagger it on the next wave too. Because at this point, you just have to look to shove to reset the lane and do it all over again. Yep. You have to shove this one. You see you're still freezing this? You got to be shoving this. You want the lane to reset in the middle so that you can stagger again. You can't stagger with the 6 minion wave. Yeah, he loses that fight. He's high. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. You got 6. Yeah, okay. This is just frustration. This guy doesn't know how to manipulate lanes. He's not thinning out the wave with Q, and you're just punishing him for it. Spamming laugh is more important. You know, if you're playing any other champion besides Urgot or Trundle, I would disagree. But since you are, I agree with this. What did I just see? What? Evelyn Flash. No. I feel like we need to be warding more. Yeah, with Evelyn topside, this is a decent play. Yeah, with Evelyn topside, this is a decent play. He's trying to dodge so hard that he's just gonna let you auto it. Welcome back to Diamond, boys. We made it. We're fucking here. No, I gotta dodge the Q. Gotta dodge the... Oh, auto attack. Ah, oh, damn it. Yeah, and this works out really well because of the elo. Evelyn runs over guard top. We come away with a 4-kill lead. Yeah, we should just executioners into Black Cleaver here. God, like, excuse you. It was good recognition. I won't disagree with that. It was really good recognition. Like I'm saying, at this elo, the things that you're doing are really, really proficient. It'll definitely help you like climb up past this, obviously, because this account is at Masters quite a few times. It's just the small inconsistencies that are just costing you a lot. Oh my god, really lazy. Look at this. Okay, so let's analyze a few things here, okay? First of all, let's analyze jungler matchup. We know that Lee Sin, first of all, is the jungler that can ward hop. Not that new Lee Sin is going to ward hop over this wall to get into a better position, although he might. I don't know with low diamond Lee Sins. But let's analyze what most likely will happen. And what is happening. Okay, so top lane is pressed in. We just came back from bottom. We still have an XP advantage. We have a kill advantage. We have a strong gold advantage. Like, a lot. By almost 2k, about 1,500 gold advantage. It's Ward's incredibly lazy. Incredibly lazy. Okay, I want to see one of two things happen here. I want to see this word either placed here. I want to see this word either placed here. Or I want to see you walk up and around, hit this goddamn blasting cone back over the wall, and then set ward on the edge of this bush as you walk away. By the time that this ward sees Lee Sin, you are trying to play in this bubble, right? Like, Let me just fucking do this shit, okay? You are trying to play in the zone of oppression right now. You're trying to be as oppressive as you possibly fucking can. This is like your zone in like a really convoluted, I can't tilt it kind of way, right? Like ignore this part, okay? Ignore like this part. Ignore the exact tower range. Hang on. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get this right, okay? This is more or less zone of oppression, and where from? I can't make it big enough. It's like an oval, so it doesn't fucking work right. But this is like, this is zone of defense and zone of oppression. So this is the overlapping zone where you play intermittently defensive and aggressive, okay? You want to be oppressive here, but you don't want to be oppressive to the fact where you start taking tower shots and submit your lead, okay? With this oppression, you need a relatively oppressive field of vision, okay? You can opt into this either one of two ways. You can have a pink in the river brush, which is what I would recommend. Pink in the river brush and Ward in his try. Your vision needs to be relative to the amount of oppression of the way that you're playing. This guy cannot deal with tilting at all. Yeah. And that's fine. You should see a game on tilt. That's fine, okay? So what you have to learn here, and I'm sure this is probably tilt. This is probably lack of sleep. Somebody who's hit Masters before should know this basic concept. Your vision is supposed to be relative to how you're playing. And this is like low elo understanding type stuff that I coach people in Silver on all the time. People will like arbitrarily like ward blue on the enemy team, and blue bush or fucking blue buff isn't up for another 2 minutes. Obviously ward's going to expire before the time that it actually, you know, the vision is applicable, right? By the time this vision is applicable, Lee Sin is already dead. You legitimately are using this vision to know like, hey, I should back up and prepare for the 2v2. All right, this vision is applicably good if your minion wave is substantially large enough to engage in a 2v1, which you have the lead for. You have Phage to like Mundo's cloth armor and starting basic item and boots, I think health crystal, right? Like, you're in a really good position at 2v1, and you want to be drawing a lot of jungle pressure top lane. That's how you manipulate the map with macro. Urgot is very good at this, especially since you took Executioners. This laning phase is like yours now. But you need to set up your vision not lazily. Like, you need to be proactive in your vision. This Tri-Bush ward, if set appropriately, could potentially see Lee off a Gromp. You could even alternatively walk over. Like, the best type of vision right now. You need deep vision. Your lane is pressed. You have the time for it. Should you back off, then by the time you get deep vision like here, right off of blue, then you go back to meet as the lane meets itself. You submit 1 or 2 minions. You're not behind by 2 XP. Or 2 minions, right? You're ahead by like 17. And your XP lead is exponentially greater or proportionally greater at this point than Mundo's. All right? You submitted a little bit because you went to bot, but you vastly outdid that by the play. Like, you're so far ahead. And you're not using vision accordingly to like keep yourself that way. Okay? So where we put the squiggle lines earlier, that's where you need to play aggressive, but just passive enough to where you don't submit HP, but just aggressive enough to where you induce tilt and zone him off and take XP. That is your money zone, okay? Going back to the paint, this is money right here. This zone of just oppression is money. This is where you want to weave in and weave out. All right, you weave in to deal the damage, you weave out to avoid the tower damage. If you oppress appropriately here and applicably here, this is insanely tilting. This makes you a madman in lane. And you do this by having proper vision and understanding of basic mechanical fortitude. Like, practice this, discipline this. What you're doing is really good. Like, I can see your map manipulation. This is insane. You lost your D5 LeBlanc. LeBlanc is a stupid champion, though, okay? LeBlanc is a stupid champion. God, I dare say, at this point, Urgot could probably 3v1. Yeah, see the money zone. That's good. We're in the money zone. This is the money zone. Yeah, baby. Nice. Okay, we didn't weave the tower shot as well as we should have. But that's fine. I mean, the amount of damage, like, comparatively speaking, that's the money zone. That's where we're trying to play. We're trying to build the wave and then press to the money zone and keep him there. We don't want him to leave. We always want to have vision, not let him make TP plays. We're just putting this lane in the dirt. Yep. You want to be hitting him with damage at this point. You want to initiate executioners. This is like kind of poor because you could be cutting his regen in half. You could have cut his regen in half off of that wave. Alright, Talon's Mia. We need to be watching map for that. Not that you can't 2v1 at this point, but executioners was poorly utilized there. That's almost the entire point of building executions. Like, it does help in laning phase, like in general against Mundo. Just in general, like, no. Is our ward up? Are we just being lazy here? No, okay, ward's not up. We need to be buying pinks when we're this far ahead. Okay, I like how we're playing passive because mid lane's Mia. Nice. And we've reverted the Mundo to Q farming. Really nice. Still, again, trying to build the wave. We should... Okay, now mid lane is in vision, okay? I want you to not do this. I want you to not press this wave because you're trying to get to the money zone. Alright, but we want the money zone when the wave is huge. We want to really put him in the dirt. And we don't do that by feeding him wave and feeding him wave and feeding him wave. We do that by building this wave, okay? We want like a 10, 15, 20. The more minion wave, the better. Like, we want a huge minion wave here. Alright, while we're pressing him in the money zone. If we can press him in the money zone with a 20 minion wave, what is he going to do? He's forced to either... He's either going to take the damage and get the wave, or he's going to submit the damage and lose the wave. There's only two ways that he can play this. Alright? And if we're just constantly feeding him wave after wave after wave, he's going to eventually scale back into the game. This is really bad. If you had held off on pressing this another 10 seconds, next wave would have come up, and then the waves would have met here. Okay? And then the next wave would have met here. And then you would have like a 10 minion wave that you could have oppressed him onto the money zone. Now he's free to do this because you're not in the money zone. You don't have a wave that you can oppress him with on the money zone. I mean, this is nice because like we're really far ahead and it's working, so yeah. Freezing is, I don't know. I want to see you block this. Okay, you have enough of a health advantage in lane. I want to see you stand in front of the minions at this point to absorb Q. Because if you can just 100% force him off of all the CS, see how that minion was not taken because you stood in front of the minion and absorbed the Q? You're fine to do that. Like, at this point in the lane, it doesn't matter. We're a little far ahead. We want to be in the money zone. We want to build the wave so that we can get in the money zone. You're just feeding him. You're just feeding him kills and feeding him kills. And I say kills like, I assume you know, like, it's the equivalent of. You're just letting him crawl back into the game. You gotta stop doing this. You start being oppressive again. Pressing for first tower is important, but what's more important is stopping this motherfucker from scaling. Granted, though, you take first tower, your odds of winning a game instantly go up like, what, 12%? Something like that. Yeah. It's air. Like, it doesn't mean anything. See, here's the problem, right? You press this turret, and you allow Mundo the ability to hard scale farm the wave. If you take first turret off of top, alright, here's the way that this should go. Alright, let's have an in-depth macro discussion. And I really wish... God, I really wish that I could fucking do that. How can I do this? Okay. Let's do it this way. think it's the one I always use. We need to have an in-depth discussion, like macroly, why this won't work. Huh, I can do that? Wow, cool. Okay, so I guess it doesn't work that way. Interesting. Alright, we'll just do this way. Yes. Down. I'm gonna do this because I can't stand that fucking sound. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear the sound. It's like really ominous and oppressive. Alright, so here's how this should work. And I'm really excited like get to coach this because this is all the fucking information retention that I can't spill out to low elo individuals because they don't reach the point in the game to where this is like applicable. Like if I was to tell them this, then it would take me like way down the rabbit hole, like way longer than a coaching session is allotted time for. Or I would just never get to coach because I would always be stuck in one coaching session. Okay, so we have our money zone, right? So here's the zone around turret, roughly. The zone of applicability. Yeah. Here's the oppression zone that we want. Alright, and there's our money spot right there. Okay. So we should have a pink ward set here. Regular ward set here. That looks the same as pink. What a ripoff. I want my money back. Okay. So we should have a pink ward set here. A regular trinket set here. Alright. And what we're not looking to do is we're not looking to X this off as the first turret. Okay? If you're going to continue to feed Mundo the waves, alright, there's a few options that we have when we're this far ahead. Alright? The first option is to just feed him the wave, roam down, and be incredibly oppressive towards mid. Alright? Because given mid lane matchup, it's a Talon, like, he's going to want to roam. He wants to take his tower and then roam. But if you force the Talon to stay mid to clear the wave, you take an entire player off of the map. Alright? The way that you can manipulate this is insane, right? You could feed Mundo the wave top, rotate to mid, help take the tower, alright, take a little bit off, rotate back to top, shove the wave again. It's going to feed to Mundo. You're going to rotate back to mid. You do this 2 or 3 rotations, you take the tower. Now Talon is forced to constantly be mid in order to keep the wave from not hitting second tier mid lane turret. Not only does that bust open side lanes, right? It gives you a vision over an entire person. Okay? Talon is forced to at least at some point stay within mid lane or he's going to lose to turret. What we don't want to happen is we don't want to exit off top because Mundo can freeze here. That's really shitty. Let me redo that. Hang on. Mundo can freeze here. Okay? We don't want Mundo to freeze here. Alright? Because this motherfucker wards here, and he's invulnerable. Like, you can't get on this guy now. And he's going to hard scale his way back into the game, and he's just going to crawl and dig, and he's going to GP it. He's going to walk into the middle of the lane. He's going to constantly just insta-clear it, right? Basically. That's not what we want to happen. If we can do one of 2 things here, okay? Or one of 3 things. The third, like, isn't really as applicable because of matchup, right? But we can build wave here. We can build wave here. And be oppressive every step of the way. Alright? We can be oppressive here. Here when... Alright, so this is first wave. Okay? This is second wave. This is third wave. We can be oppressive on the first, staggering him off the minions, legitimately standing in front of the minion that he's trying to throw Q at, and absorbing the damage so he can't farm. You can deny him insane amounts of XP this way. If you're going to stay top, this is how you have to do it. Alright? You stand in front of minions, you guard the minions. Don't let him CS using Q. Take away the entire champion's ability, take away his entire kit, and by the time that you get low enough, you back and come back to lane with some kind of or some kind of health regen, and you just do it again and again and again and again forever. Then Urgot sustain is crazy top lane. Alright? Then what we do, we stagger off minions in the first zone of oppression. That's how we oppress in the first zone as the waves meet. All right, you don't have to do anything besides last day. God, shit, at that point, you can just not CS and just let the wave build exponentially forever as you just sit there and stagger him off of CS. Because he's not going to be absorbing XP either. The Mundo range from Cleaver is like almost out of XP range if it doesn't kill. Okay? You can dive him if he comes up to auto attack CS because this guy's going to get tilted and frustrated. You have Executioners calling. It doesn't matter if he ults. Okay? You come down into the second lane of oppression here, and this is where he's expecting the gank. You can 2v1 here because it's supposed to be about a 10 minion build at this point. Roughly 2 of your minions have died trying to freeze the wave out. Like, ever so slightly tweak the freeze. You don't want it completely frozen because you do want to get to the money zone, right? You want to kill like 1 or 2 minions at half health. Like, if you kill the rest of them right at the killing point where your minions would take them anyways, you want to kill these at half health. All right? By doing that, it staggers the wave in such a way that it will build to a 15 or 20 minion wave come the third circle. And that's how we get to the golden lane of oppression. Everything right now in top lane is building towards this little circle. This little circle is everything in top right now. And these are the macro decisions that people just don't understand. And they don't oppress and they don't take advantage of top lane. And you can do this on any champion. Any champion when you're this far ahead. It doesn't matter. Okay? And this is where jungler intervention comes in to save the day. But given the league that Urgot has right now, you can't do that. All right, so you have this little zone of oppression. You have 15 or 20 minions. As he comes up, he's going to do one of two things. He's going to submit the wave, or he's going to take the damage. He takes the damage, you kill him under turret, and then you roam out to mid. You don't want to kill top lane turret. Top lane turret's the only thing right now that's enabling you to oppress Mundo. And top lane turret does nothing to open up the map. You can take Rift, you can invade top lane jungle, you can roam down to mid, the same with top lane turret as without. It does not matter. The top lane turret isn't even absorbing XP at this point. It's not even absorbing CS. Mundo's absorbing his CS, so he doesn't lose the turret because he's a shitter and he doesn't know how to farm under tower. Okay? You can do this and oppress and kill, weed him off of CS, or you can just build that entire wave and then rotate out to mid and stay there for a minute or so until it takes the time it takes Mundo to clear out the wave with no fear of top bouncing back. And you can take mid and you can open up the sides of the jungle. And you can continuously invade Lee Sin until you've done the same thing to Lee Sin that you just did to Mundo for 10 minutes. Because you're just ramming it down his throat right now. And you need to extend that out to the sides. And then you can rotate to bot and do it. And by that time, Mundo's scaled. But it doesn't matter. Because your team is so far ahead because of the top lane lead that you took and applied pressure with to other lanes of the map and jungle that they're so far behind it doesn't matter. Mundo is scaled. Congratulations. And that's what you see in post-game chat. GG, Mundo farm top all game. What was he supposed to do? Those are the options you have. You can oppress, build the wave. You can constantly roam out to mid. You can roam to jungle, which is the third option. I don't really recommend because if you don't know how jungler at this lower elo is going to interact with you. And it's going to be really, really frustrating when you roam out and you don't get a kill and you die because jungler was retarded or jungler dies and now they've caught up and it's more difficult for you to press your lane. You can build up a wave. You can dive them at a turret and back and come to top. You can do anything but they're doing the worst option. You're just feeding him waves and feeding him waves and feeding him waves. Build towards the zone of oppression. And either oppress him in that zone or roam out to mid. Mid is the objective every single game. It's always mid's the objective. And that's why I stand behind the fact that I think mid is the best for influence and climbing. But if you can do this from top, then you're basically playing mid. Yeah, this is where we see the 2v1 come in, yeah. It's good. And all of this pressure drawn to top allows your mid laner to roam over to bottom and actually make an influence. Let's see how this goes. I think that bot lane is kind of going to be bad. No. Just looks like Brand was too low to say. Ha! Yeah, and this is legitimately where you type in chat, all me. This was legitimately all you. This was all you. Like drawing Talon to top. Yeah, see, Taking top is just so bad here. You're just going to let Mundo deep freeze it. I'm sure he won't because he's bad, but that's the general concept of how you would catch up in this situation. You would allow the enemy top laner to take the lane and just pray to God he doesn't rotate out as you scale like in CS to catch up. Yep, should be roaming over, take Herald. You should be just looking for objectional control constantly now, constantly. And just so we're on the same page, the objective here wasn't Talon. Like, whether Talon was here or not, it's arbitrary. You want the Herald. The Herald. Okay, this is good. You'll want that. You should be spam pinging the jungler to come down to Herald. You want the Herald. You want to waste Lee Sin's time. I mean, yeah. Be oppressive, but you want the objective. Should be setting up for Herald. You want Herald so that you can crack double turrets mid. Herald itself is not an objective, but you want the objectives mid lane. I would just solo it at this point. Like, there's no reason to stay top. You're not going to oppress him. You feed lane to him, and she's just going to fucking freeze it deep. There's no reason to continue to stay here. Yeah. You're 3k over him. Yeah, you should be extending your lead better than this. You're so sleepy. Yeah, see, this is where you take Herald. Cracking tier 2 top, and it doesn't really do anything. I mean, you're not gonna win this off of taking tier 2 top. Like, the luxury gold is nice, but it's not worth giving Mundo the game back. Herald, please, yeah. This is just so delayed. I mean, you delayed this by like a minute and a half. And all you did was freeze the wave back to top and feed it to Mundo. Yeah, no, it's fine at this point, but if Mundo were to freeze the lane like he should, then it's not going to be fine. Herald is nice, right? But he needs to be making sure he uses it mid, like, go influence the map right meow. Maybe when bot lane has more priority. See, he's really, really bad. He's just feeding it back to top. This guy is just begging to be oppressed. Just begging for it. Just absolutely fucking begging for it. God, man. What does he have? He has Tabby's... He has Tabby's Cinder. He's almost two... Yeah, he's 2,100 gold down. And he thinks that he's won this lane because he has Tabby's Cinder. This is hilarious. I'm going to be completely honest here. This is some of the worst macro gameplay I've ever seen. You should not even be in this lane right now. There is no objective top lane that you don't already have. You should be here. Like, in relation to where you are in top lane, you're just now passing the turret. You would just now be passing the mid lane turret. Like, these lanes are equal from Nexus out to the turret. It's from, like, top lane curve is where the initiation from top being longer than mid is, right? Like, most of the gold on your team is, like, 0.1k ahead, right? And you got 2k, a solid 2k over on your lane. All of your team's winning gold value right now. You need to be mid. You need to be cracking this turret. This right here is your fault. There's no other way to put it. You shouldn't even be top. Because if you're mid right now, you could damn near 3v1 this. Like, what do they have? No. Fuck. I mean, I still maintain you could probably still 2v1 with Evelyn. Like, you're just going to sit top and you just make yourself out into an island until mid gets... Like, I'm not even concerned with what's happening in top right now. There's no more golden oppression zone. You've completely rid yourself of that now by taking the turret. By staying top in general, you're accomplishing nothing. So it doesn't even matter what happens there. I can't coach you on that. I can't coach you on staying top. Like, I'm supposed to, like, you know, like, coach you in being in the wrong place. You can't do that. Like, oh, you're here. You might as well make the most of it. Like, no. Be in the right spot. Macro. Rotate. Good. God, you get really lucky with our back timings here. God. Vladimir rotating the top is bad. You should submit top lane turret at this point. It's not even important. You need to guard this Herald with your fucking life. Yeah, you need to dive. Like, this is everything. What are you doing, Jim? This ADC is useless. Okay. Whatever. At least you've cracked open the objective control. Be mindful of your wave manipulation on bot lane. Yep. Should go down to reset bot lane, wave manipulation, and then rotate over to dragon. What is happening? Why? What? What is he accomplishing here? Like, this lane was open the entire time, and instead he... Tier 1 outer is like the most useless fucking turret in the game. Why do we have our mid laner rotating over and denying himself CS on top so that he can dive the Mundo all the way to his tier 2 on top lane? Mundo is going to scale. Period. Influence the map. This isn't your fault, but this makes me sick to my stomach, okay? Had Bran not been in Fountain, I would say rotate over to drag. Your ward coverage is exceptional. Hang on. All these mid champs, and we're watching Urgot. No. So, yeah, I just went over that whole like spiel about why not to take top lane turret. It allows Mundo to CS to get back into the game, although he just pushed it because he's a retard. You're better off extending your lead through other lanes and splitting open mid lane outer so that you can split open the enemy's jungle, which leads you to split open bottom, which leads you to split open top, and then take Baron and then run it down their throat with Herald and Baron and, you know, all that nonsense. All lanes lost apart from Topo, but he was Herald. What if he keeps building his lead instead of staying mid? I'm not sure what you're referring to by he. You're talking about what if top lane stayed top instead of going mid? Then he's going to allow Mundo to scale back into the game, yeah. Okay, yeah, figured it out. Forgot to delete it. Keck. Gotcha. Okay. What am I watching? That sucks. It's Diamond. We made it. We made it. We're here. Poor Mundo. This entertained me. This entertained me. This is great. This Mundo is absolutely hilarious. Dear God, this damage is oppressive. If he had ult up, he might have been able to kill him again. Dude, I'd be much more focused on tier 2 mid lane right now, though. To be completely honest. Like, if I'm being serious, like taking a step back from the humor, I would be more focused on mid lane top, or on mid lane than top. Tier 2 top is a luxury turret. This has been discussed by everyone from Hashinshin to LS. Talks about tier 2 top being a luxury turret. Very, very rarely are games won from like top lane being split all the way down to the Nexus, and never, I don't think ever, Maybe like 0.1% of games are games won because you magically took tier 2 top. Like, it's not an important tower at all. You should be here for skirmishers, and you should be here to try and split open tower. You need to just constantly hammer pressure mid, right? Because we already got pressure mid with Herald. We need to continue to apply that pressure. Grand. See, top dying here is okay, as long as we get mid. What is happening? This just becomes like a scaling battle, right? So what you're trying to do now, you may or may not know it, you're trying to like, oh my god, you're trying to draw so much pressure that your team can catch up. As a side note, like, the way that they catch up is going to be so much worse. Like, a scaled Mundo versus a scaled Jhin, there's no comparison. And you're doing a good job of it too, it's just not what's going to win you this game. It's not at all. I bet you $100 I can log into my account and never leave top and win. Yeah, you can, but I mean, it's just not like... You can do that because you're smurfing for Masters. Like, most people can't do that. In their own elo, in your own elo, you can't do that. No, I can do that. I can go on a bronze silver account and leave, like, never leave top and win. I guarantee you. Anybody that's smurfing can do that. But it's only because it's not their elo. Like, wave manipulation and side lane split pushing is not something that's understood until really, really high up in the solo ladder. Like, until Diamond 4 hits, no one understands split pushing pressure. And even then, people struggle with it. They really do. Yo, this bitch. They're like ants. Look at them. Jesus, dude. They're like little ants. Oh my god. No! Whiffed old dog. You're bronze 3. You saw me play Jace, you're barely gold. On Jace? Yeah. I'd be barely gold on Jace too if I was first timing him in ranked. I completely agree, but you're a hard stuck bronze 3 that magically played Kill top for like 40 games and never lost on her. Like I said, I'm entertaining the fact. I'm sure you're not smurfing, but you're doing really well. You just need to keep hammering out your games. This guy, alright, this guy needs to learn how to oppress in lane, how to not feed a lead away. And create more comedy. This is comedy at its finest. This guy needs to learn how to oppress his lead, not feed the lane away, and apply pressure better around the map. Like, the things he's doing are great. Like, he's a phenomenal player. I'm just pointing out the things that he can do better. God, you guys gonna be able to do this? What? This is garbage. Why is she standing behind the Baron where it does more damage? Baron does more damage behind it. Jesus. This flash was not called for. Like, this is a lost fight either way. I was about to say it. Jono wins this. Alright, now solo the Baron. Third time. He's pretty sexy, so it's okay. Oh, is that how they do it where you're from? I mean, you know, if that's your poison, you know, you pick your own. I deal with women, so I mean, it's just as bad. I think that all genders are bad to each other, I'm completely honest. Especially the Z's and the Zers and the Zers. God, it's such a politically incorrect stream. I'm getting banned so fast. This is fine. Resetting the wave. You should leave it. Yeah, nice. I really like the macro. Because now... Oh, no. Evelyn was roaming up. No. No. This is really bad. Because this set up top for a push to take tier 2. Yeah, I mean, your approach to this fight is bad, but, like, I can't coach that because, like, you staying top instead of finishing a TP to mid was bad in general anyways. I can't really... Nothing I can do it. Yeah, I don't know why they're chasing either. That's really fucking stupid. Either... I would go secure dragon, to be honest. God. Low diamond junglers give me AIDS. They really do. See, it was really good, like, how Vladimir initially captured the damage from the turret so the minion would stay and you could possibly have taken it. But the fact that Kate was able to just do what she did for free to him is really bad. God, she's bad. Like, he allowed her to walk up. Guard the ADC? Guard the ADC? He allowed her to walk up to kill the minion. You need the minion to stay alive so you can do increased damage to turrets. Because fuck them. Some people ask why. Why treat the soldiers this way? Because fuck them. That's why. What is the score right now? 16-1. God, this is hilarious. I like the Death Stance too. They do have a really bursty team. I don't like super bursty, but it's decent bursty. Especially against the assassin picks. One of the elder. That's why fuck the Ocean Drake, yeah. I mean, it is just Ocean Drake. It doesn't really do much for you. Your team isn't, like, inherently tanky. Or his team, I mean. Should set the next wave. Look to rotate up to either take. And I mean set it. Like, don't insta-clear it. Yeah. This is kind of bad. I want to see you set this. Yeah, I really want to see you set this and rotate up to mid or Baron. You're a little overextended here. Yeah, we back off. Okay. Good. It's hard to coach this. You shouldn't even be here. You should be top. Or mid to top side. You have Swifties? That's just so fast. Yep, good. Looking for influence. Yeah, I didn't comment on it, but we just got TP, he didn't, so it's kind of a bad play on his part. Wow, really, Evelyn? Did your team just run away from you? Alright. I'm going to rewatch this, see if there's any better approach we could have taken to this. I don't know, because your only other option is Baron Pit. So I almost feel like would be better. I'm not hitting Baron, so you're not going to take damage from it. I just... The approach was really skewed. You should be TPing here, ideally. They don't have a ward down for you. And this is why it's hard to climb from top lane. The ult comes out a little early, but I think we're also counting on Evelyn to kind of blow him up, so it should work, but it doesn't. Wow. Okay, Kate. No, yeah, they can. Yeah, they can disengage, sandwich the cape. I'm just saying what you could have done to better influence the fight. Yeah, he's dead here. Just leave him. All you can really do at this point is stagger out until they can't Baron anymore. The 1v5. Let's go, baby. Yeah, it's all us. And the previously 30% health Mundo is now full health. Yeah, don't get me wrong, your lead is huge. Just the way this guy influences the map like now. With only Korean ranked 1 players. That'd be insane. A server that's only composed of people that have reached rank 1 on a server. It'd be the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Don't get me wrong, I mean, you'd still have several players that have reached that have, you'd still probably have like 100 people from each region. Since the solo queue rank ladder was implemented, yeah. Nice. It's really good. God damn, talking about a 1v9. Low diamond. I'm kind of just watching the show at this point. Not much that I can really coach on mechanics. I mean, everything you're doing is solid. Finally paying more attention to mid, which I wanted all game. SD Vicious Pro at some point. Yeah. Like Krabs. Wait, hang on. He's about as annoying as Krabs is. Krabs are. Name me a top laner that's more broken than Urgot. In comparison to how relatively easy they are to play. I don't think there is one. A fed Mundo, maybe. It's like he's a bruiser with tanky stats. It's insane. Maybe? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Is that why I got the skin though? I really want this dragon pulled out. Why aren't we pulling this out? Devil East 7. Nice. And we should just end the game now, yeah. Because it was either they take the dragon or they submit it and lose. They basically lose either way. Huh, that auto attack. The fuck, Brand? You have vision of him. Are you high? This is the epitome of a 1v9. Damn, almost. Yeah. There towards the end, we started focusing meta. It was a lot better. I don't know. There's the mid-game. I would like to see a lot more improvement. The zone of oppression was a huge one, though. Mundo almost got back into this game. God knows he got 5 items. Kill the Jin. Yeah, I was a skill 4 versus potential lane. I'll agree. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to end the recording there.